Hello everyone, it's your girl Linda. Welcome to my show Champagne Talks. Today is season 2, episode 6, and we have an amazing guest that will be taking us through to subject title, the mindset. Please help me and welcome this gorgeous lady of mine, Dede.
Hi, hello, thank you for having me.
Honestly, second time, right?
Yes,
thank you for coming.
That's my pleasure.
Thank you, and we actually enjoyed your first one. There's a lot of views.
Good.
And I hope people are still viewing it, and you share it as well everywhere.
Yes, I absolutely
Thank you for
will.
coming. And we're talking about mindset. Are
About the
you
mind.
ready for us to crack on?
Let's do
People
it.
need to face their mindset.
Let's
get there.
Let's do it.
All right. So, with the subject, the mindset, can you please elaborate on what the mindset is all about?
Yeah. So let's start with the definition. So
Okay.
the definition of mindset, sort of by dictionary definition, is attitudes, beliefs, and outlook that can influence your behavior and mental state. So this is really fundamentally made up of, your thought process, your thinking patterns, the things that govern the way, who you are really essentially, and how you act and how you behave, and how you perceive your life and your future.
Yeah.
So that's really the definition of mindset. So for me, if I kind of elaborate on a little bit about my background and how I came onto my mindset journey, then I can tell you a little bit more about sort of the different types of mindset that there are.
Yeah.
So I am a Christian. I grew up in a Christian household. I have my faith. And my morals, beliefs, my values, and outlook on life are largely based on biblical principles. So that's for me. This year, my husband and I, we started on this journey of sort of financial education. We really, at the start of the year, as you know, everyone makes their New Year's resolutions and all of that. And we were like, what do we want for ourselves and our family? And we were like, right, we've got good jobs, we're working class. Like, I work in healthcare, as you know, I'm a midwife. My husband works in engineering, he works in aerospace. So like, that's our work ethic was, you work, you retire, and you live out your life. Everyday life, yeah. Your job, your job, just over broke. So we were like, we want more than that. And so we started this journey. And as we started this journey, we started to read a lot of books. So we started reading about financial literacy, financial education. I read a book called Girls That Invest. I read a book about the millionaire mindset. The Secrets of a Millionaire Mind, actually, which is a lot of what
I have some
the content.
Of them here as well, yeah.
Fantastic books. The Values Factor.
Yeah.
You learn about just stocks and shares and investing. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. My husband read the series of those books. I just read the first one. But one thing that was really apparent was the fact that all of these books, a lot of the background of it, the kind of basic point of reference was about mindset. And you couldn't really get to the levels of success without actually working on your mindset. That was the fundamental part of it. And actually, so for me, it was a journey that started with the aim of financial freedom, but then it applies in every other sector of life. So your health and mental well-being, your physical well-being, just your perceptions and outlooks on life. So it's something that really just governs your whole future. And for us, that was something we needed to do. But wealthy people have done the work on their mindset, and growth starts in the mind. So one of the analogies that I like to use for mindset is, imagine sort of farming. I don't farm. I don't do anything like that. But if you think about plants, your mindset,
agriculture thing.
Yeah, agriculture. So if you think about plants like that beautiful plant you have over here, like a plant like this, they are in soil, and actually the soil it can be plain, it can be empty, devoid of nutrients, or it could be rich and full of nutrients. And the richer and the more full of nutrients that sort of soil is, whatever you plant in it is more likely to blossom and be fertile. So actually, that's your mind. Your mind is the scape. It's the soil in which all your ideas, everything whatever you put into it, actually, the condition of the soil is going to tell you the condition of the harvest that you're going to produce.
Exactly, yeah.
So that's kind of the basis of what I believe mindset is, and how we actually can sort of employ that in our lives.
So we need to always think positive.
Yeah. So it goes even deeper than that, because you're thinking positive, but you have to understand the root of your thinking as well. So like, what has led you to your thinking patterns? So I always like to think as if human being is very holistic. So, you know, we have a body, we're made up of a spirit. So for some people that might be their religion and their beliefs in, a higher power. Everybody has that, some kind of connection with a higher being or higher power. So for some people it's their chi, some people it's, their religion might be Christianity, Islam, whatever it is, that we have the spirit element. And actually you need to kind of feed that as well. You've got your soul, which is made up of your intellect, your emotions, your feelings, and your will, like your desires. And then you also have your physical body. So all of those elements actually need care and they need to be poured into. And mindset can support you in pouring into all of those different elements that make you a holistic being. Yeah. So it's all about how we understand where we are and then start to reprogram our mindset and our thinking so that, yes, like you said, thinking positively.
Yes.
But understanding, okay, well, I think positively, but nothing's happened. I still find my life is in tatters. Like, how do I work past that?
Yeah. I think whatever happens around you all comes from the mind.
Absolutely.
Whatever you're thinking.
Absolutely.
Because whatever you think comes through the mouth.
Yeah.
The thoughts. So that's why we need to always make sure we are using the growth mindset.
Yeah.
It's very important.
So one of the things actually in this book, The Millionaire Mind, which is was part of my journey, like they say, thoughts lead to feelings, feelings lead to actions, actions lead to results.
Exactly.
So it's that flow, it's that kind of potential that leads you from just thinking.
Can you say that again? I really like that.
Yeah, so thoughts lead to feelings.
Yeah.
Feelings lead to actions.
Yeah.
And actions lead to results.
Did you hear that?
So yeah, you are what you think, essentially. That's that whole nutshell.
What do we do to change our mindset?
So step one is awareness. So you can't change something unless you know what it is. So really important that we evaluate our current mindset. And I always find that it's really useful to score yourself. So let's look at fixed mindset versus growth mindset. So I think you mentioned earlier that this is something that you are familiar with.
Yes.
So there's a few points on there and we can talk it through, because then actually even between the two of us, we can think about how do we score ourselves in this.
Exactly,
and then that helps us with getting the blueprint of how we can improve. Okay, so fixed mindset, one of the things that if you have a fixed mindset you do is you probably avoid challenges. And as I say, it's the human condition. We like comfort. So it's really, if anything that challenges us, how often do we want to jump headfirst into it?
Exactly.
I think the more of a growth mindset you have, the more you view challenges as an opportunity.
Yeah.
And we might be at different stages in that. So actually, before this year, I was probably quite comfortable. Like, I had a good job. My husband's got a good job. We're not struggling. We've got 2 kids. We live in a really nice house. There's always room for more, but actually I was content. And then I realized, actually, there's a lot of things that, we need to step up. We need to start, making sure our futures are secure. If I don't go to work, what money do I have coming in? So I have to really evaluate that.
And then you have to start doing things that will make you good,
That's it.
You have to follow the good direction.
Absolutely.
To get a job.
You've got to start putting those things in place. Because I was like, I've got a job, but actually I need other streams of income. So I was like, okay, that was step one. So I was like, right, but that was a challenge. That's a challenge that I will have to take on. And it's uncomfortable.
Very, very cool.
But the growth mindset, for me, it kicked in this year. And I was like, actually, I need to do more, because comfort, one of the things I like to say is comfort is the enemy of greatness. Like, you can be comfortable or you can be great. And you can't do both.
Another thing is, let's say, for instance, someone that is always, some people have this anger in them. Every little thing they get upset.
Yes.
At times, in most cases, you don't deal with situation being upset.
No.
You can be calm and still tackle the situation. That's where growth mindset comes in. But people that operate with fixed mindset, every little thing they snap. And they will refuse to listen, because they actually their head is so clouded that the only thing they can hear is, oh no, I'm upset, she got me upset, I'm that. But they refuse to, okay, let me just take a breathing. Just assess, like, look into what really happened. Why am I this upset?
Yes.
Is it people don't do sober reflection? They don't reflect on nothing. Me, I might say something, and then I have this tiny voice. The voice will come back to me, telling me, repeating what I've just said. And then I'll be thinking, did I actually say this? oh no, this is wrong.
Yeah,
I shouldn't
I
have
need to
said
go
this.
back and make it
Yeah,
right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that is when you're allowing your growth mindset to
Yeah.
be at work.
Yes.
But we humans, like
Yeah. We're reactive.
we operate more on fixed mindset, and
Yeah.
that's the problem.
Yeah. And something you mentioned is actually spot on, because I have it in my notes. It's about you know, what is the emotion that you go to most frequently?
Yeah.
And for some people it might be anger, for some people it might be fear, it might be anxiety.
Yes.
And actually it might be helpful to actually speak to somebody who knows you really well,
Yeah.
because they might have insights that you might not see as clearly, because they will see you from a different perspective.
Exactly.
So actually asking them, what is the emotion that you think I go to most frequently, that can help you in kind of that awareness, that because that's step one. Once you're aware of that, then you can say, okay, right, that's something that I wasn't aware of. I need to work on that. And I need to improve on that, and, you know, take the steps to deal with that. If it's anger, okay, what are my triggers, and how do I put some measures in place to change that around? And we'll come on to that as well. That's growth mindset. That's it. That's it. So yeah, so that first step is kind of that avoiding challenges versus growth mindset, where you actually like view them as an opportunity to grow, to learn, to develop. Yeah. So another one is about refusing to receive criticisms and feedback, which leads into what you just said, you know, and it's challenging. It's not easy. It makes you feel vulnerable as well.
Yes.
There's a vulnerability, and nobody really wants to feel vulnerable. But until you get to that stage where you're actually like, okay, can I embrace constructive criticism, constructive feedback, and use that to grow and develop? That's your growth mindset. Compared to well, you know, I don't really think I need that. And I think sometimes pride can be a huge part of a fixed mindset, thinking that you don't really have much else to learn, or you don't need to learn that because you've got that covered. Okay, so you might have one element covered, but actually there's always somewhere else you can grow and develop. You know, you might be killing it, nailing it in one side of your life, and you know, maybe you've got your emotions on lock and you're very reflective and you know that, but okay, what else is going on in your life that you could elevate in? It's all about, you know, that constant thinking, how do I be better in something or another? Yeah. So that's kind of that other thing: feedback, criticism. How well do you take it? Score yourself, see how you do. It might be sober reflections.
Well, as a human being, there are some feedbacks we don't like. It's very uncomfortable.
Naturally.
Some criticisms that is also very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But like I said, there's always a time to reflect.
Yes.
You can kind of react to something so quickly.
Yes.
That's why we are human beings.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't judge anyone. But my own thing is, after kind of your reaction, do you actually think about that reaction?
Yes. Yeah. What do you do with that when you think about
the effect on people around you, or effect on you as a person? Now, let me give you a scenario. Something happened to me. So actually, I was really, really upset. I didn't know I was. So I went to a meeting, and then one of the elder that was there said something very harsh to me.
The older person?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that really got me so furious, so angry. But I wasn't angry, like much angry because of what he said. I was already angry before I came into the premises, the environment.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I didn't deal with the fact that I'm angry already.
Yes.
But I didn't know that I was that much angry.
Awareness.
Because it takes a law for something to get through my skin. But that very day, I didn't know I was angry. I walked into that premises, and then as something will happen, something was said, and I picked so much offense towards that was directed to me. It was really harsh anyway. So immediately I respond to it. Yes. My reaction was, it went from 0 to 10. And you know the fire. I'm telling you, you know the funny thing, people there have never seen me like that. So there was some words said, both the person and myself, that I'm not proud of. However, by the time about the meeting to finish, I was already having that sober reflection. Is that me? Do I react this way? No, hell no, I don't do things like this. So immediately I apologize. Yeah. Because I know it's not me. Yes. Right? So something must have triggered me outside before I walk into that
Yes,
premises that I was not aware of. So now the person now using that harsh words on me, as he's like me putting the whole aggression to the person, it's like I need to let it out
Yeah.
and free myself.
Yeah.
And the environment of letting out wasn't a good one.
Yes.
Because there is not one person, it's multiple people there. And I don't want to see myself that way. So I now have this sober reflection. And then what do you do now to make this thing okay? I apologize.
Yes.
And then apologize saying to the person, it's not me. But it's just that I was upset. And the way you said your approach, somebody might be making sense, but the approach is very wrong.
Yes.
These are the things that trigger us as well.
Yes. Yes.
You might be writing something. What you're writing is top notch, is beautiful, is nice. But the approach, the way, the structure, the way you deliver it is so wrong.
Yes.
I remember that somebody is going to take it.
Yes.
Somebody is going to take what you're writing. Now, the way the person taking it, going to react,
that's not
you wouldn't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But with where the growth mindset stepping is, what you do after.
Yes. We're humans. We're definitely going to get it wrong sometimes,
yes,
aren't
but
we?
then how do you fix it? How do you make it better?
That? Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
And that's humility.
Yeah.
And I think humility is a huge part of growth mindset.
Exactly.
And it's very you challenge yourself with that. And if you come back to the first one where you avoid challenges, then actually you're stunting your own growth, because until you can be vulnerable, be humble, you can't really get to that next level.
Exactly. Not all the challenges you need to avoid. Some of the challenges you have to be firm and deal with it. However, make sure dealing with it is not affecting a lot of people.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you have to check, put everything in check. Make sure
you're
aware of what you're doing. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, and I apologize, and the person in return also apologized to me, and we made up, and everybody's happy.
And sometimes those relationships grow and develop from those moments.
Exactly.
And actually, it builds something in that relationship, but also for the individuals involved. So some of those incidents that come into our lives are a part of our growth and development, and the relationship building as well. So it's a very good example of reflection.
Exactly.
Growth. Oh, brilliant.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So this one, I like this one. So
which one is it?
So this is part of the fixed mindset. So threatened by others' success.
Competition.
That's it. So it's everything that's competition. A growth mindset would be inspired by other people's success. Yeah, that's the difference. So it's like, okay, even if you're in the same space and you have competing
support,
actually you might not have the same target audience. So why you're feeling threatened by somebody else who's doing their own thing, who's being the best version of themselves, you're stunting your own growth because you're so focused on their success that and harboring whatever feelings you have, that it's stopping you from focusing on what your goal is. There might be things you can learn. There might be some collabs that you can actually get from that. There might be inspiration that you can draw from those people's success. But in being threatened, you separate yourselves and you put a gap, and actually that can stunt your progress in itself. So that keeps you fixed. Whereas growth mindset says, okay, they might be doing the same thing. They might be even going after my target audience, but how can I learn about why they're so successful
and improve myself?
That can be used in my own sort of growth development to help me be successful. So that's the difference with
growth mindset and I love this subject. I'm telling you, because whatever we do is surround this mindset thing.
Absolutely.
A lot of people don't understand what mindset is all about. To be honest with you, because whatever you do boils down to that mindset.
It does.
How you see people, mindset. How you address people, mindset.
Everything.
How you support people, mindset. You get. If you have the wrong mindset, you won't be able to support anyone.
Yes.
So let's say this talk show, and someone sees it, is nice. At least tell me, oh, Linda, you're doing well. I like what you're doing. And then maybe this is first step. Second step, what can I do to make it better? That's second step. Then there is third one, fourth one. But some people will say, what is she even talking about? You know what I mean? They will not bring it down.
Yes.
Cajole it, make it this is rubbish. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that is
But that's
fixed
a reflection
mindset.
of their own mindset.
Exactly.
That's a reflection of themselves
Exactly.
and where they are on their journey.
Yes, yes.
So you can usually tell quite quickly where someone is on their journey as you interact with them. And again, like this is why I say, like 2024 was a year that was just, for me, has been mind blowing. It's not over yet, but like the person I was last year, like some of these things, if I reflect on who I was last year, oh my
It's different.
goodness, I like,
Yeah, you can't
I
be
have
the same.
grown
The
so
same.
much.
No, yeah.
But that's because I have like literally said,
Yeah.
I need to grow.
Yes,
I
yes.
can't stay where I am. I got really
Yes.
uncomfortable. I was like, I'm not happy with
Yes.
where I am.
It's like that thing will go, that women thing, women wealth.
Yeah,
People
yeah,
should be
women of wealth.
connecting.
Absolutely.
Because when you connect with people, you know, that are on different field, different sector,
yeah,
it helps you
it
a lot.
does. It really gives you perspective, opens your eyes to
Yeah.
what else is going on out there. Because I was very sort of like, I just need to do something else, but I didn't know what it was. And then I went to this event and I saw lots and lots of women living their own truth and, you know, building in their own sort of areas. And I was like, there's so much more out there. Like I could explore and I could see what suits me.
You can.
It's so important to kind of be more aware and open your eyes to what else is going on out there. Yeah.
All right. Are there any other fixed mindset that you can tell us about?
Yeah, so there's a few more on my list. So one of the other points, fixed versus growth mindset, is when people can't accept failures and mistakes. So that's kind of your fixed mindset. Now, the alternative on the growth mindset is that you actually learn and grow from your mistakes. So it comes back to, you know, that those failures and those mistakes can be viewed as opportunities to learn. Again, very challenging. It's not easy. I can sit here and tell you that, yes, it's, you know, that's what you got to do. But actually, it's challenging, you know, because nobody ever wants to think that they've failed. Nobody ever wants to feel like they've made a mistake and they've not got it right. Everyone wants to.
But as a human being, we can fail.
We are human.
It's reality.
It's actually a very big part of our lives. Like actually, you know, it's like if you think about a baby, before a baby learns to walk, how many times do they fall over? How many times they knock into things, tip over, tumble? Like it's just a normal part of growth.
Thank God with the Pampers, because the way they hit their bum, if it's not the Pampers, well, I don't think that would be bum for them to even walk with.
I think though that's part of the design, because if we were to fall like that, there's no coming back. Sometimes I look away, my kids fall down. I'm like, wow, if that was me, it's over.
Boom.
So I think, you know, like mistakes, failures, it's part of life.
Yeah.
And how you deal with that, how you come back from that is what changes the fixed mindset to the growth mindset. So if you're willing to say, you know what, even if I miss it, I'm still going to persevere and push onwards and learn from it, and so that I don't make the same mistakes again, then that is growth and development. Yeah. And so that kind of leads into the next point, which is about shying away from unfamiliar things. That's a very sort of fixed mindset approach, where you just think, actually, I don't know how to do that. I'm just not going to learn, or I don't want to. and that's again very normal. All these things, like I feel like even though we have to look and evaluate ourselves, we shouldn't be so hard on ourselves that even if we find ourselves in that situation, because actually, as I say, awareness is step one. You know, it's not about perfection, it's about progression. So actually, if you are saying, okay, I do find myself in that mindset where I get shy, let's say being in a big room full of people, like networking was one of the things that I really pushed myself to do this year. And I just had to.
I'm going to do more of it next year.
I mean, okay, it can be fun.
I won't miss any.
I put on my persona. So I'm just like, right, today I'm just going to be this big, bold woman. I'm just going to, and go. I walk into that space and I'm like, I deserve to be here. And actually that's part of mindset, because I'm like, you know what? I don't know. You know, they don't know me.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't know what I've achieved. So I can stand boldly and feel like I fit in that room.
My dear. By the way, I met her through networking.
Yes.
And now she's here giving us this lovely mindset.
Yeah, and this is
if I didn't come that day, we would not be here. I wouldn't even know who you are.
Linda, I never would be on a podcast speaking to a group of people. So that's one of the things I said to myself this year. I was like, any opportunity that comes within reason, I'm going to say yes to.
Yeah.
And so when you asked me to come and speak on your talk show, and even when you asked me to come back, I was like, I don't know what else to talk about. I've talked about the thing that I know for sure. Like,
then
you know, so I was like,
what
I'm
you
just
talk about
yes.
just coming.
Yeah, because I was like,
you know, when you sent me about, is it two
topics? Yes.
Immediately I saw the mindset. I'm like, hell no, we're going to mindset.
Yeah,
because that one is much better. Is more Because when you talk about finance or something, if your mindset is not right, you're not gonna make no finance.
It's the fundamentals to everything else.
So this is much better.
Yeah.
I wish we actually did this, maybe starting off my podcast, but it's all right.
It's okay. We're here
Yeah,
now. That's
so-
it. Growth mindset. So we don't think about the things of the past. We learn from it.
We keep going.
We push forwards.
Linda is going.
Linda's moving up. So that's not shying away from unfamiliar things, because actually I can say, was what I said to you earlier. I was like, actually, I won't talk about anything I haven't lived. And for me, this has been a huge part of my growth this year, even just, going to the Women of Wealth event and meeting and networking with women and feeling like I belong. Because actually, when I went to that first event, I was like, oh my gosh, these women are amazing. I am like a baby compared to all these big aunties here who are like, yeah, I run my business and I do this and I do that. And I was like, no. So by the next one, I built myself up. I'd learned, I'd educate myself. I'd got in contact with women like you, and I'd learned, and it wasn't about being threatened. It was about being inspired. And so I was like, right, I deserve to be in this space. And then, Melissa gave me the opportunity to run a health workshop, which, again, I never would have had that opportunity had I not gone out and put myself forward to network and go out. So it's all about realizing where you are, that's how I started. I was like, oh my gosh, I feel a bit like a small fish in a big pond. But actually, I built myself up, and I started to positive affirmations, say, I deserve to be in a room full of women like that. I am, a woman of wealth. I'm wealthy in my knowledge of health. I'm wealthy in, my marriage is healthy.
Speak, girl.
And I was like, I have so much value to offer.
Speak your truth, okay?
This is it. And I was like, when I reflected, and I was like, I have value, and I can share my value. And I may not be where some of those women are, but actually there might be someone else I can help who's not quite where I am. And how do I pour out into other women so that's that they're growing with me?
When they say you are unique, that's where the uniqueness sets in.
Yes.
Because you can't be this person. That person can never be you.
No.
So just keep going.
Yeah.
Whatever you can do to change who you are. Because, somebody being the same every year. If you're a troublemaker, 2001, and you're still troublemaker, 2002, and you're still troublemaker, 2003, 4, 5.
Yes, yeah.
My dear, your name is sorry.
Evaluate.
Exactly. Big time you need to evaluate who you are. You need to step up.
Yeah.
You see, when people think I've grown, or the growth we are talking about is all about financial, like money, liquid. No, it's not about finance. It's not about money. It could be you changing towards the way you speak, changing towards the way you handle people, or the way you handle situations, even in your house with your family, even with your husband or wife, or baby mama, baby papa, baby mama, whatever papa, mama,
whatever drama you got going on there.
even friendship as well. You understand? So your perspective, the way you see things, would supposed to change. It shouldn't be the same every year.
Absolutely.
You get. So when let's say we are going into 2025. So in my mind, I'm gonna change certain things about Champagne Talk Show. I might be changing the name. I might be changing few things just to upgrade myself and the show. So that's growth.
That's growth,
right? When I started, I wasn't using this. I was using it's a notebook or something. And pen, exactly. So that's what I'm used to. Writing, I love to write.
I love to write. Yeah.
So, you love to write?
I do.
I love to write.
It pours out in a journal and all that, and it's part of my process.
People that love to write, it's good when you finish writing, give it to someone to check it out, because as it's coming, the way it comes inside from that head, you don't know if miss is
yes.
You understand so it's very good for someone to check it. So like I was saying, you must change. It's very important that you change. You can never be the same every year.
I agree.
The way you see things must change. Your approach must change. You can't, if you are being seen the same, even you need to lose weight. If you have so much weight, try and say, okay, next year my target is to lose weight. So when people see, oh my God, you've changed, you lost a lot of weight, that is growth. Is it not? So you can't be size 18 this year and still be size 18 next year. And there is a health situation, or there's worrying things, you need to change it. Even when you go to doctor would ask you, do you exercise?
Yeah, they always ask
You
that.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you need
But
to
it's that
change.
step. Yeah, step by step. What little steps can you take to
I
get
don't
to
like
that
drinking
goal?
water, but now I drink more than anybody. That's change.
That's good.
Right?
Yes,
So
absolutely.
you need to change.
Yeah.
But the one that I'm refusing to change is my heel. I love to wear
heels,
but now I'm trying to change
I can
wearing the
see
heels.
your heel game is strong in this room,
Well,
sis.
I'm fighting with myself to change not to wear heels. But I don't know whether if I'm
But why?
Exactly. Yeah.
The why is very important, actually. So, like, unless you have some calf problems where you've got shrinking of your calves and you need to think about, you know, is it affecting your health? What is the value that it's going to bring to you? I think you have to evaluate that and decide, okay, is that something that is going to add value to my life?
Yeah, or
is
not.
it gonna or not? And if the answer is no, then
I stick with my heels.
With your heels.
I'll stick with the heels. Yeah, it's not gonna add nothing.
But you know, consult your doctor if you have any questions.
I'll tell you. All right, back to what we were saying.
Okay, last one. So we've got the last fixed mindset point, which is about believing that talent is static. And I think you've pretty much just nailed it just there with everything you're saying about growing. Because actually, if you have a talent, if you have, you know, something that you're very good at, then that should be ever improving. Just because you're good at it doesn't mean there's no room for growth. Yeah. Yeah. So this is an interesting one for me. My husband. So I like talking to people. And I do presentations at work, and I can see that. You know, I'm quite good at talking. I don't shut up. That's the problem. However, one of the things that my husband pointed out to me when he must have heard me speaking on giving a presentation or something. He said, "Babe," I was like, "Oh no." He said, "You say a lot," and I was like, "Oh." And so my guard went up straight away, and I was like, "Oh, okay." I got a bit uncomfortable because I don't like being challenged. Growth, I'm working on it. Yeah. You know, but then I reflected on it and I was like, he's right. I do. When I listen to recordings and whatever, I'd listen back and I'd be like, I do say a lot. And I say a lot. It's one of those filler words that I've noticed that I use. And I was like, I need to work on that. At the time, I didn't like it when he mentioned it, but I knew he was right, and I knew actually that was something I needed to work on. So I might have this talent of speaking, but it doesn't mean that I can't grow and develop in that. There's always room for growth. There are people who say, like, when they're making a sentence, they say like 50 times. Filler words. Like, obviously, So from when he said it, I made a conscious effort to be aware of it. Yeah. When I speak, when I'm talking, when I'm presenting, and make a conscious effort to avoid saying it. It doesn't mean I've completely nailed it and you won't hear me say and you haven't already maybe heard me say a few times, but actually I have an awareness of it now that I didn't have before. And so for me, I've made progress in that because of a reflection that came from the kind words of my husband. Yeah, and it happens to me as well. Like when I'm upset, if I'm upset right now, I pick up my phone, I can type one page to you. Putting it all out there. Because I'm upset. But then when you now read through what you've typed, you've actually abused someone, and it's not nice. Yeah. You get what I mean? So, and now somebody now gave me advice. I used to hear that anyway, but it has never synced in. But when somebody now mentioned it, say, don't type when you're upset. Yes. Try to relax. Yeah. When you are okay, you can type. Yes. I think type it, but don't send it. That's one of those angry emails I will send them. In fact, when I send, by the time you finish the first paragraph, I'm already sending you another one. Sending another one. Because I'm really upset. Yes. So what I now do is, when I'm upset, especially the people that I love, you know, there are people that you love them. When they upset you, don't want to. I say to people, even when you're upset, be mindful of what you say. Yes. Because some things you say might not be written off. It's there. Yes. It's really there. Even when you guys make up, it's not gonna be like before because you said certain things that you shouldn't say. Yes. So when I'm upset with someone that I love or I care about, I stay mute. Yes. I think that's wisdom. I think that's applying wisdom. Yeah. I think there's a time and place, and actually, when you're full of emotions, it's probably not the best time to talk. Yeah. Giving your opinions. Yes. and because sharing. The opinion might go left. Very, very left. Left field. So for me to grow into that, so when I'm upset, I don't even type. Yeah.
The only thing I do is I'm open for conversation. I want us to talk about it.
Yes.
Because the reason why I want us to talk about it is so I can move past it.
Yes.
So when I'm relating with you, I'm not gonna be relating with faking it. I want to be real.
Yes.
So I'll say, I'll give the opportunity for us to talk about it. But one thing that will get me maybe more upset again is after talking about it, do we leave it? Do we move on? Or do you want to still dwell in that situation?
Yes.
So to me, I will give the opportunity for us to talk about it and then we'll move. Let's not mention, in fact, if that thing didn't even happen again.
Yes, yeah.
Once you know what I mean? But some people, even after talking about it, it's still a topic. That's one thing I don't understand.
That's their mindset. That's where they are on their their journey.
We need to take them to mechanic and fix the head. Fix, screw everything.
Yeah, you know? That's it.
Oh, all right.
So that's your fix versus your growth mindset. And we sort of touched on awareness and how important it is to assess where you are on your own mindset journey. And as I mentioned before, what is your emotional home? That's actually going to be the thing that, helps you to decide how you process emotions, how you process situations, and how you can move forward in that.
All right, the last bit we're going to be talking about is what practical steps can we take to evaluate ourselves in the area of personal growth and development?
Yeah, so this is a great point. And I think we've talked about that awareness. So it's understanding where your values come from, what has shaped you, a lot of that understanding how your way of thinking has been developed. A lot of times it's external things that have happened to you. So like you were saying, that situation that happened to you, for some people it might be the way they were brought up, the values that they observed as they grew.
Background.
Yeah, their background, what they've observed, the kind of environment that they grew up in. So was it, for some people, very sadly, it was an abusive environment where like violence and physical emotional abuse was the go-to, and that affects their mindset and their values and what they hold as priorities. For some people, they were they've grown up in a loving home that was filled with love and filled with kind of self-value and understanding how valuable they are and what they can contribute to society. So for some people, they're very well grounded in that. But it's understanding what purpose do you feel that you have in your life, what's important in your life, what are your priorities. And once you've done that, that's all part of the awareness, understanding the way you think and how you put your thought processes together. Then the way T. Harv Eker puts it is that he says it's really important to then dissociate. So for some people, they may not need to dissociate because they've got very healthy ways of viewing things and how their thought processes. But for some other people, I think it's really, everyone actually should evaluate why they think the way they think. So that might be, okay, I think I feel like I'm fat, or I feel, I don't feel like I have value to add, or I don't feel like I'm worthy of, wealth and good relationships and things like that. So then it's about, okay, what has brought that thought process on? Like, was that something that I grew up with? Was I ever was I told that, oh, you're not valuable, you're not worth it, you're just a waste of space and time? Acknowledging that, where those thoughts have come from, and then dissociating, say, okay, that was put on me, but I choose not to carry that thought process forward. Is that thought process serving me, or is it stopping me? And if it's not serving you, then we can acknowledge in those moments, okay, that thought process is negative. I don't want that anymore. What can I do to replace and recondition my mind to a different way of thinking? So it's all about, does the thought process serve you, or does it hinder you, and is it conducive to your future? So then it's about, how do you, because it's all well and good, saying, okay, that's because of whatever happened to me when I was growing up, or, I've acknowledged that. What do I do next? That's the reconditioning step. So that is introducing and embedding like other mental files that you can that help you with generating growth and well-being and even wealth. So that's where declarations and affirmations really come in, and it's equipping yourself with a toolbox of affirmations to counter those negative thoughts that don't serve you. So anyone who has looked into personal growth will know about the power of affirmations. There's lots and lots of those wealth and education courses and talks will talk about the power of affirmation, saying, I am worthy, I deserve wealth, I deserve love, I deserve happiness. And it's when those thoughts come in, the negative thoughts, then you've got a toolbox to replace those thoughts with, and that starts to change your landscape. And it actually has a physiological reaction in your body when you vocalize these positive affirmations. It starts to sort of change. Like I say, thoughts lead to feelings, feelings lead to actions, actions lead to results. So once you start reprogramming your thinking, then that actually you start to manifest that new way of thinking. You reframe your thoughts. So it's about that nice step-by-step process of, okay, you identify where you are, you identify why you are, and then you start to decide whether it's serving you or whether it's hindering you. And if it's serving you, that's great. You can keep those and say, yes, I embrace that thought. Yes, I embrace that because that is serving me and that is moving me forward in my growth and development. Or no, that thought isn't serving me. And one of the things that when I went on the property mentorship course earlier this year, that again, very big on mindset as they are. And he talked about how, some people would be like, oh no, I can't do, $1 million deal or £1 million deal. And then it's about, right, why do you think that? Catch yourself in the thought and then go, right, that's not serving me. Why do I feel I'm not worthy of that? And then you turn it around and you start your positive affirmations, because the more you do that and then you associate yourself with the right people, you start to elevate. So that's the step-by-step process, really, that seems to be proven to work. I think it's working for me. I can definitely say that the way I think has been completely transformed this year just by working on my mindset.
Wow, me too. I've actually changed. People that know me will know that I've changed in a lot of ways. I see things different. And as you're growing older, there are certain things you don't want to be getting yourself involved with. You know what I mean? But some people are also, anyway, it still go back to mindset, because some people that I know that are quite old, they're still kind of using more of the fixed mindset. So I think it's not about
Stuck
age.
in your ways. No, it's not.
It's not about age. I think it's about individual and the mind. That is at work with you, on you, or in you, or whatever. So what you put out there,
So just some final thoughts then. Once you've become self-aware, really, then the next steps are visualize where you want to be. So you know where you are, you know what governs your thought process, you've got some tools about how you want to get to the next step. So now it's time to figure out what is that next step for you. So for someone, it might be looking at their goals. This is a perfect time to do it as we're coming to the end of the year and we're going to start a new year. Now everyone's now reflecting on how their year has gone, what they've learned, what they've found, and they're starting to plan for 2025. So this is a great opportunity to really do some mindset work and to create your positive affirmation toolbox, and to start looking at what goals you have for 2025 and beyond. It might be a 1 year goal, it might be your 2 year or 5 year goal, but putting those steps in place to actually achieve those goals. And then it's about measuring it as well. So how do I measure my progress in achieving those goals? And what vision do I have for myself and my future? Write it down. For me, it was family. It was, growing spiritually, growing in my mental and emotional health and well-being.
Yes.
I wrote that all down at the beginning of the year. I was like, right, what do I want to achieve? I was like, okay, I want to grow spiritually. I want to connect to God a bit more and walk in my purpose within that. And I was like, okay, I want to learn about more ways of improving my finances and other streams of income that I can do, and I want to just grow and develop personally. So putting those down on paper, now I can reflect and go, okay, I took these steps and this is where I'm at with that, and actually I feel like I'm doing really well here. Okay, this needs more work, so maybe 2025 I'll put some steps in place to get to that. And then so it's creating those
personal
steps
growth.
To get there. Personal growth, that's it, that's what you're talking about. And then it's about what rooms and spaces do I need to get into to get those goals ticked off. One of the funny things that I've heard, and I like to now
seek for information.
This is it. If you are the smartest person in a room, you need to get into a different room. You've plateaued. You've reached, like what? There's no growth. It's great. You can give back. And like I say, I might have something that I can offer to somebody else who's coming up behind me who, that's great. It's part of growth and development to do that. But actually for your own next level and your escalation and your elevation, you need to be in a different room.
Yeah.
You can't be the smartest person in the room because what then do you have to learn?
Wow.
Yeah. And mentorship, that's all very important as part of growth and development as well. Like find someone who's doing what you want to do. One of your goals, okay, is it to, be a public speaker? Is it to, elevate your talk show? Whatever it is, okay, who's doing it and who's doing it better and what are they doing? Like, can I get in touch with them? Can they offer me some mentorship or some guidance and some support, just some time?
And also, whatever you set that to do, let's say, for instance, what I'm doing right now, I watch other people that are doing their own.
That's it.
So that's also growth.
Absolutely.
Because I want to do better.
Absolutely.
But when you don't check other people, you feel like, oh, I've had it all figured out. Yeah. You don't have nothing figured out. Something missing somewhere.
Yeah.
So you need to just kind of check what others are doing, how they're getting it right, and then tick. Absolutely. Okay, the area you're not getting it right, put X. Yeah. And then try to put good. Making it better.
What does good look like? That's it. What's the best that it could look like? Yeah. And then you work the steps to get
I think, to be honest, as a human being, we are work in progress.
Always.
Because anybody that feel like I'm done, you're not done.
You're not done.
Because some people say, like, for instance, somebody say, oh, Linda, your own is good, better. Your children are all grown. I say, oh, your own is better. Your children are still small. At least you can buy them whatever they want and they will not complain. My one, they know what they want, okay? And that's why it's expensive. You see what I mean?
Oh, yes.
So you are better and better, but in a different way.
Arena. Yes.
Yeah. So that's just it. I actually enjoy this topic. I keep saying it over and over again because you don't understand how this stuff. I have the books.
It's great.
Yeah, I read a lot about mindset because at times we think we know what we are doing when we don't.
Yeah.
So,
but also rereading them again, because actually you get fresh insights and perspectives that you might have missed the first time around, and that's okay, and that's normal as well. Like it is part of the growth and development. Say, okay, I've read this book, but actually you might get a different stance on it. You might get a different perspective.
Do you know, my daughter will come and say to me, Mom, I'm going to read my Bible for whatever minutes. Yeah. And I'm like, am I not the one that takes the children to church? It's a bit challenging to me because I don't do that. I only read maybe when I want to pray or when I want to go to church, or maybe when I'm in church, or maybe I'm listening to pastors that are preaching, maybe when they quote something. Yeah. But when she said that to me multiple times, and I've actually seen her, you can't even call her, you can't say that she's her and God, the Bible, the word.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is a big challenge to me. I need to. And I said to her, I envy you, but in a very good way.
Yes, yeah.
I need to do what you're doing.
It pushes you, doesn't it?
Yeah. I want to, even if it's 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I went to look for where my Bible is. I'm sorry, okay? I brought it out. Put it beside my bed. Linda, listen, I'm going to challenge myself. I need to be reading this.
That's it, yes.
You know what I mean? So that is, I wasn't like, look at her, she's reading Bible. What kind of Bible? But rather, what I did is I used the growth mindset. Yes. Oh, she's doing well. I need to emulate what she's doing.
Yes.
Because she's on the right track. If we can read a book, any book, why can't we read Bible? But then and again, devil is a liar because listen, it takes a lot for someone to bring a Bible to read. To be honest with you, I don't know why.
Yeah. I think, but just even using like devotionals too, because I think sometimes it's hard to understand the context and the background.
Very hard.
So if you think about the time, when it was written, it's a different time, but it's still applicable. So it's about, okay, let's use people's knowledge. This is again, use someone who has that insight to give you knowledge about what's going on there and what's the context and what does it mean, what's the relevance there for you, and how can you apply that in your daily life.
Yes.
So you're right, it can be challenging, but actually we have so many free resources and tools online now that actually can support us.
I do that one. I'm going to read
this book, this chapter, and you check on the internet as to like some lessons about that. You learn a lot and you get more in the background and the context around what that chapter means. So it's not just reading words on a page.
Yeah. So we finished discussing the mindset, which is very, very interesting, and I learned a lot. Thank you, by the way. That is so amazing. I love it.
Yeah.
So right away, we're gonna go into the game, champagne talk show game. So people like to get away. Me, I love to get away. When you get away, even if it's 1 day or 2 days, there's something I don't know.
Yeah, it's
It makes
liberating.
I feel lighter. I can actually think through.
Yeah.
The cloud is gone, the stress is gone. But when you come back, give it a little bit, maybe a few days, the whole thing is back, setting back again.
Waiting for you.
Oh my God! So yeah, what we do on this game is that you spin, so as hard as you can do
Okay.
that,
Okay.
and then when it stop, any country your eyes catches when it
Yes.
stop, might give you an idea where will you go.
Okay.
Maybe your family next holiday, or your own personal holiday, or friends holiday. I need to do some proper friends holiday,
Yes, that's nice.
networking women holiday.
That sounds good.
Okay. Yeah, I know you are in.
You know where to find me.
Spin it as hard as you can.
Ooh,
Beautiful.
shaking up the whole table there.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yes. Love it. Bahamas.
Who doesn't like Bahamas?
Find me in the Bahamas. It sounds amazing.
Yes.
I'm there.
Yes.
I'm
it's
there.
very summery there.
I haven't been for like 20 years.
Yeah. Okay, let's try another one.
Okay. Oh, I don't know how we can top the Bahamas.
Africa.
Oh, yes. Actually, I like me the West Coast. Although now I'm in Hawaii.
Okay.
You know what? I'm okay with that. I'm okay with Hawaii.
I'm okay for you. The last one. Oh my God.
Got a good spin on it, this one.
Don't tell me it's Caribbean. No more Caribbean.
No, it's Turkey.
Ooh!
I've had a good run this time. If I go to those 3 places.
Yes.
2025.
Yes.
Lord
I
willing.
know.
I'm okay
Take me
that.
with you. Take me with you. My children are all grown up. I can go.
Oh, yeah, that's you. Mine are
Okay.
not.
Okay.
Oh, what did you see?
India.
India. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I've heard good things about South India, and there's definitely good food. So winning.
Curry, like the is it curry, chicken curry or something?
Yeah,
I like the
curries,
chicken curry.
Yeah, and even
with
the
the
teas. I like the teas.
what do you call that bread thing? Is
the
it
naan?
the naan? Ooh,
Love a
if
Peshwari
you me, I don't want to talk about
I
food
always
right
end up
now.
talking about food. I'm sorry.
Okay, China.
China. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
People's
Yeah.
Republic.
At least let me go and buy my hair. Okay. I'll buy all the hair.
Nice.
I like. Okay. Please. What's that?
Ooh, what is that?
Morocco.
Nice. Actually, I'm going there next month.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm going to Marrakesh.
Okay, now we looking at Turkey.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
A bit of winter sun.
Yeah.
Thinking about it.
Yeah. But my best, it's the best though, but to me personally, I want to go to Greece.
Oh, Greece is beautiful.
Listen, somebody just take me there already.
Yeah.
I want to go to Greece.
I went this year.
Just go there. Just go and see Hercules.
I don't think you will see Hercules.
But let me go to that.
Some nice temples.
I want to go to that blue. You know that blue water.
Oh, the sea.
Yeah.
Over there.
I want to go to where the statues for Zeus. I want to all those people. The film. The film we watch. I want to see all those things.
Yes, they do have some beautiful
I'll take
historic
picture,
sites.
take video. Oh my goodness! I can even do my talk show there. I'm telling you.
Absolutely could.
Yeah,
I'll definitely come and speak. I don't even know what I'll speak about, but I'm coming to Greece with you.
Oh yes, we'll talk about something. We'll talk about spirits. We'll talk about everything. The best part. Well, not really the best part, but interesting part. I told you guys that there will never be a champagne talk show without sipping champagne. So we're gonna do cheers to a wonderful topic.
Yeah.
Interesting information, because I got a lot. I don't know about you. I hope you did as well. So I'm blessed. Okay. So we're gonna cheers to that. Thank you so much for coming. I enjoyed the topic. Thank you.
Fabulous.
Yes, everyone, we've come to the end of the show. Thank you for watching us. And this is episode 6. Please make sure you go watch it, subscribe, share, and give us some feedback. We really need to know how how you like it and what you want to hear next time. You can give us a topic. We'll run on that. Thank you so much and see you very soon. Thank you. Bye.